You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Live to you from Bristol.
Hey everyone, welcome to Bristol Dirt for the AOLL Sportsman series. I'm Carl Henderson. I'm here with Josh Laston tonight, who will be joining me on commentary. We're kind of normally our Sunday night crew, but mix things up a little bit this week. Good to have you here, Josh.
It's great to be here. I'd rather be slinging some dirt, but you know what? I think this is a little bit more fun and getting to comment on how bad these guys are instead of beating myself up over how bad I am.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we're gonna have a really good, clean race tonight. But something tells me that's not gonna be in the cards for tonight. I think we might, guys might get a little messy out here, and there might be some banged up trucks by the end of this thing.
I think that is an understatement for the night. I think that we've got 22 people out on track right now getting ready for qualifying, and we aren't doing heat races. This is just going to be a straight 100 laps.
Wow, yeah, 100 laps here. Hopefully we're going to stay green, because that, I'll be honest, that could be really rough if we have to do a lot of talking for that. But look, I mean, we got guys out here that are really good at this. I mean, all practice, I was watching guys like Adam Wood, Dan Shirley, William Klingbeil, Sean Carmody just moved up to the second spot. These are some guys that I think can do really well here. Just gonna have to be a little patient. I mean, you can't overdrive your truck more than anywhere here, because it's so easy. You're constantly pushing the edge, and it's really easy to just spin out and end up at the back of the field.
Well, and the big thing that we're going to have to watch out for is just this track itself. It's going to get all that loose dirt kicked up towards the wall. We're going to start to see that black line that is chewing up tires, gives them next to no grip, and almost makes it where they'll have to treat it almost like the asphalt version here.
And I was just talking during practice. Blake Gordon, in practice not doing so hot, but sitting on top of the board right now in first place. If this holds up, which I'm looking, looks like we still got, looks like maybe Mike Burgess. Nope.
Yep, Mike Burgess is making his way out of the pits now. So, going right back in. Mr. Kevin Moeller is currently out on track and currently sitting in 6th. We'll see if he's able to improve. Doesn't look like it, but again, I think the reason this race is going to be interesting is this is not many people's discipline. It's very different, and hopefully we can keep it clean and we don't end up having Joe Dinsmore crab walking the entire race like he did in the Cup Series.
Yeah. That was a fun time right there. I really enjoyed that. But I'm right there with you. I hope Joe can keep it clean out there, and we can just have a good race. That's all I want. I want lots of green flag laps so we can see what these guys can do in long runs. And honestly, I don't know how long of a fuel window there is here. I don't know if they can go all the way. I want to see green flag pit stops, because that would be insane.
As a viewer, yes, and I'm going to reiterate, there's a reason why I didn't want to run this one, is because, yeah, this is not something I'm good at. Correcting myself after royally screwing up is something I've become really good at, but you get good with what you practice the most.
Yeah, honestly, the one I'm most disappointed not being out here is Larry Patrick, because he did finish third here in the Cup Series.
He
I don't know
did
if anyone knew
finish
that.
third once, but at the exact same time, we're also missing Mr. Justin Anderson, who's apparently taking another provisional on Bristol Dirt.
Well, hey, we're missing Justin Anderson. We're missing Chris Cassini. We're missing Josh Hanner, Christopher Oliver. I mean, there's a lot of guys that, I'm just trying to go through the board here. I mean, it's, 21 or whatever, 22 people is a lot for this track. But it's overall a smaller field than we've had recent weeks in Truck Series.
Well, again, some people, like myself, knew that not going to be our best showing. Though, at the same time, it's an absolute blast of a track to drive. And we are done here, so we can go ahead and bring up our grid. And our pole sitter, as we mentioned already, is Mr. Blake Gordon. On the outside of him is going to be Dan Shirley, with Sean Carmody in third, Adam Wood in fourth, Derek Schilling fifth, Kevin Moeller sixth, William Klingbill seventh, Brandon Bernhardt eighth, Joe Dinsmore ninth, Justin Rodden in 10th.
In 11th, we have Kevin Haas. 12th, Ed Springer. 13th, Andrew Burgess. 14th, Randy Pepper. 15th, Michael Stroll, joining us from the Fuel Series that we will soon be covering. 16th, Tom Stevens. 17th, John Adams. They're right there together. 17th, John Gordon. 18th, Nick Adams. It was just Independence Day, so I have an excuse. 19th, David DeParis. 20th, Brian McFerrin. 21st, Mike Burgess. 22nd, Ryan Kleiber.
And he is a new face coming in here. He is actually coming in from the IVRL. And yeah, he is another one of those guys that the legend of the AOLL is bringing in a lot more people, and if I'm being honest, good. It's great to have all these guys.
I love seeing them out there, and I especially love it when you have guys from different series racing with each other because, and I know we've talked about it before. You and I race in the Fuel Sportsman series, and there have been questions like, how do these guys that run up at the front in the Fuel series, how would they stack up against a Blake Gordon, a Justin Anderson? When we have things like this, where we have crossovers like this, we find that out. I love seeing it.
Yeah, and I will be honest, if it wasn't Bristol Dirt, I'd be expecting a lot out of Mr. Stroll because, yeah, he's one of those faces that's always towards the front in the Fuel Series. But
well, I'll be honest. I've never even seen him drive because usually I'm so far back. I never get to see him. Maybe occasionally when he laps.
Well, and practice, which again, that's fleeting and momentary.
We are rolling here,
and the lights are off. So are we only getting one to green?
I guess so. I'll be honest, man. I don't know what to expect here tonight, but things will be fun, whatever happens.
My heart tells me we're going to get about 3 laps, or my brain tells me we're going to get 3 laps, and my heart's thinking we're going to get to go a lot longer.
Well, you're very optimistic. I'm not sure we're going to make it 3 laps. It tends to happen at these this particular track, really any dirt track, but kind of you haven't necessarily run the line that you're going to run on the start during practice, and you may not be prepared for it. So I think you're going to see possibly some guys here mid-pack or further back, maybe cause a bit of a stack up behind them.
Well, according to our timing and scoring, we already had our first crash, but I'm not going to go there yet.
Yeah, but, I think unless it's a crash, I don't think we have to worry about it.
But the pace truck is off, And Blake is leading us to green. The flag is waving, and Dan Shirley and Adam Wood get a great jump on the outside. And Dan takes over first. Adam should be able to get a great run coming out of there, touches Sean Carmody, and we are officially in a line at the front.
Oh, we were 3 wide back a little bit further back with Joe Dinsmore. They were, honestly, I didn't think they were going to get through it, but they're looking good right now, and our leader, Blake Gordon, looking very comfortable right now.
He is, as Sean Carmody is getting a little bit.
Hey, you should switch. Oh, Joe Dinsmore. I honestly, I thought Joe was going to go around there. He got hit a little bit, but these guys back here, this is wild right now.
Heated. As they're continuing to go 3 wide, and we're starting to see Joe end up in the same thing that he ended up in the Cup race, just beating, banging, and just trying to get away. While he is faster, there's not as easy of an option to pass when you're on dirt.
Yeah, I think Joe at this point is trying, knowing what happened with the Cup, and Joe. We have limited experience, limited data on who runs well at road, dirt courses. But Joe looks strong other than the damage he got. So I think Joe's just trying to get through this stuff and trying to avoid what happened in the Cup race.
Well, since we've jumped farther back in the pack, we've had a massive shuffle where Dan Shirley gets himself into the lead. Sean Carmody gets himself into second, and we're starting to see those people that may have put in a little bit more time practicing running away, and there's Adam Wood at the very back of that group, still lurking and waiting.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look to see how Blake lost the lead there. I'm just going back to see if there was any sort of incident or anything. Nope, looks like he just got into the corner a little high, and Dan Shirley just got under him, and good move there from Dan.
Well, we're nice and calm, we can go back, and yeah, Dan just gets himself down below. Blake doesn't get a great run off the corner, and that even opens up the window for Sean Carmody to get around him.
Yeah, that's going to happen. If you have to give up position in non-preferred line, riding up in that rough stuff up there, and yeah, you can definitely lose some time up there.
Well, we have officially reached our first lapper, who is gonna impede Blake a little bit, force him to go down. But it looks like he gets a great slide through the corner. But now, as Dan Shirley tags the wall, and we have Mike Burgess currently interrupting the path of our leader as they line up on the outside.
Oh, we're wrecking. It looks like no caution. Ed Springer got around. Not sure what happened there, but we're still green.
Wonder if they maybe turned cautions off tonight, because
and then I just watched Randy Pepper get into Ed Springer.
We got
this.
It's
gonna,
gave him a little love tap there and sent him up into the wall, but still got the job done. As Randy Pepper crashed.
Caution's out.
Randy Pepper crashed, and that was him getting down onto that wall. As he spins
and
as he comes off the wall.
That'll do it.
So we have our first caution of the night, and it looks like Randy Pepper crashed again. Yep,
Randy.
that was just him spinning as he was trying to get moving again. Oh, Randy. We are starting to see people actually hit pit. There it is. That's what we're looking at. So yes, we are under caution. It took 12 laps, which is kind of exceeding my expectations. And
honestly, here as well. That was some good racing throughout the field. A lot of beating and banging, but that's expected at this track. No surprise there.
It's Bristol. You're not supposed to come out with a straight bumper, no matter
it's
what
Bristol.
it's on.
It's Bristol dirt, even more so. I'm not surprised at all what we've seen so far.
Wait. Let's see what happened here. We got a notification that apparently Nick Adam crashed, and if he crashed under caution. Yes, he did.
Oh!
Somebody was trying to mess with him, so he is, I'm glad he's not in the chat right now.
I'm sure he is pretty heated right now.
He was heated going into this race because he's a NASCAR purist and does not understand why we are running trucks meant to go very fast on asphalt are currently having to fight with mud on their windshield.
Well, I can actually answer that one for you, Nick. It's because viewership was going down. So, not to get on a NASCAR tangent here. I mean, NASCAR's done what they've had to do to try to stay relevant. People complained for years about, cookie cutter tracks, just the same stuff over and over. I mean, look, these vehicles aren't made to run on road courses either, but we've had some great road course races both in NASCAR and in really all of the series that Ghost Fire Media covers. Had some really good road course races. So, look, I mean, they're changing things up. So are the leagues. I mean, we're running on dirt. I mean, I love it personally.
I am a fan of variety, and you know what? This is exactly what, I mean, I've never really been much of a NASCAR fan because, I'll admit, I have the attention span of a gnat, and 5 hours worth of racing is not my speed. But I watched Bristol do it.
And look, I'm also a fan of putting vehicles in situations that they have no business being in, which is why one of these days, for one of the GFM Fun races, at some point, we're going to run Legends or Formula V or something at Talladega. It's going to happen.
I think that would be an absolute blast, and I also think that running the trophy trucks here, not on dirt, on asphalt, would be an absolute blast. As we are coming to green, the pace car is off, and Sean Carmody is leading us to green. Gets a reasonable jump on his teammate Blake Gordon, but he has that outside line. Should be able to carry a reasonable amount of speed through this turn, especially with Sean going that far, but Blake drifted up coming out of the turn, and we're starting to see Adam Wood try to get himself positioned below Dan Shirley. Going out of the turn, he gets a little bit of a tap from William Klingbill, but he holds on to it, and we are staying green on lap 18.
Well, look, I mean, we saw Adam was really strong in practice. He had the fastest lap time. I'm expecting Adam to be really good. I think the track changed a little bit. He's trying to get adjusted to it. But I think he's going to be really fast. And that guy right behind him, William Klingbill, also very fast in practice. I'm expecting big things out of him tonight as well.
We're also seeing Joe Dinsmore appear in the back of that image right there. Let's take and get a little bit wider. These guys, the top 7, well, actually 10, are all within a straight of each other and giving each other space to make sure that they can run their race and stay clean. But we're definitely starting to see Mr. Joe Dinsmore making his run to get below William Klingbill. He turns it down a little bit, but I think we've probably only got about 2 laps at most before Joe can actually get this pass done.
I mean, that was a very, I was going to say aggressive. Aggressive maybe not the right word for it. Like, no risk he was putting there towards William Klingbill or himself, really. It was just a very deep dive there. Typically, caution is out.
Caution is out, and Randy.
Oh no.
It's Mr. Randy Pepper. Getting a little bit wide, gets into Brian McFerrin, comes down. Oh no. Oh, that's a smoker right there.
That's an unfortunate one to see right there, because that wasn't a very that wasn't, it looks like Randy's stuck maybe. That wasn't a very hard hit to you said it was Brian McFerrin, I think, there, but I mean, typically that wouldn't have caused a spin like that. It's a little surprising, as Randy had to take a tow here, which is really unfortunate. So there's some bad luck there. That's one of those things that typically I would expect a bump like that wouldn't have been an issue. But
I definitely agree, but while we're under caution, let's go ahead and take a few moments and hear from Mr. Randy Pepper himself.
For 20 years, the Guitar Attic has been your home for used and vintage guitars in the Daytona Beach area and at GuitarAttic.com. The Guitar Attic is your home for used and vintage guitars. Whether you're looking for that collector's piece or that beginner piece, they've got you covered. With names like Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, Ibanez, Martin, Taylor, and much, much more, the Guitar Attic has all the guitars you need. And bass players, they haven't forgot about you. They've got all the top names. Amplifiers from Friedman, Victoria, Fender, Boss, and many, many more. They also have the largest selection of used pedals anywhere in the Southeast. The Guitar Attic, located at 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flomish in Holly Hill, Florida. Also, check us out online at GuitarAttic.com.
So as we were on break, we unfortunately had a few incidents under caution. The first of which was Mr. Nick Adams, as he was checking up to the pack. Looks like he caught up in a little bit of everybody else's mess and ends up going around. We also had
if it had been one of us, in front of Nick, he would have hit us because
well, that's what just caused all of that with Nick, was Tom Stevens getting into the back of another car, and then one last one, Mr. John Gordon. I don't know if this was actually something or if it was just him. Nope, that was him. And
who was that? Who was that pulled down in front of him like that?
Burgess.
Oh man,
That is the 82 of Mike Burgess. So that's very unfortunate. But
yeah,
let's get ourselves back up here. A little bit of chaos. At least most of these have been under caution to where people can get moving, because aerodynamics mean nothing here.
Yeah, although, you know, suspension damage, as we saw with Joe, can absolutely make a difference. So you can get a little bit of aero damage. I'm actually looking at Adam's truck right now. His rear quarter panel is caved in a bit, and it looked just like that during practice as well.
All right, the pace truck is off. We are going green as Mr. Carmody gets a jump, but Blake is right there as Adam Wood decided to give the wall a little bit of love and run the Larry line here at Bristol Dirt.
Yeah, John Carmody there didn't have as good a restart as he did last time, but now he's pulling away a little bit. Looking really strong right now, but Blake Gordon gets a huge run coming off that corner.
One of the key factors when it comes to dirt is your throttle control, because you aren't going to touch that brake at any point. And this is Adam Wood, despite just having a love affair with that wall, is watching these two battle up at the front and just waiting for a mistake, and so he can get himself up there, as Blake is taking that high line along the wall, getting great runs out of the turn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are just going back and forth, not letting up at all. Man, just not, you know, I'm expecting Blake's going to come right back at him here in just a couple laps. But Adam Wood's right there, too. We got a 3-car breakaway here.
And let's give ourselves a little bit more of a view, as there's John Gordon just trying to stay out of the way. Does a good job, gets himself down low, and luckily didn't stop on the stretch, which we learned brings out cautions when we ran the trucks here on asphalt.
Yeah, John unfortunately had right as that restart happened, had a few more issues. Looks like he may have had a self spin. At least that's what I saw. So tough night for John. You know, not going the way I think he expected it to.
Well, since it's stabilized around here, let's look at this just pack that we have going on that's currently started. Oh, there's a little bit of a tap, but Mr. Moeller keeps it as William Klingbill goes down low, hoping to capitalize on everyone checking up a little bit. But we're starting to see a lot of raciness going on down here in the, well, I was going to say the last points paying positions, but I've been watching too much Formula One recently.
You know, I honestly, I mean, I'm not terribly experienced on dirt, but everything I've learned from it, racing, watching, broadcasting, because of the fact that, it's not like, just keep hitting your marks and would be on an asphalt track. You have to be a lot more fluid. So when you talk about aggressiveness, when you get an opportunity to go around someone, you have to take it. You don't know if that opportunity is going to come back up.
Yeah, you have to commit to it. And luckily, with the somewhat forgiving nature of dirt, you can hit somebody in the side as it looks
caution's
out, and it looks like
Andrew Burgess,
who had been running in the mid-pack for most of the night, looks like, let's see, just a little bit of chaos, and ends up getting turned by Kevin Haas after
it looks like
swipes someone else.
So I'm trying to take a look, see what happened here. It looks like there was a lot of stuff going on. Let me zoom here on Randy Pepper. Looks like Randy came up a little bit and it caused everybody to check up, and then that's the 15. Brian McFerrin came down a little bit.
Yeah,
man.
Unfortunately, Brian involved in another one of those incidents, but he keeps going forward, even though it looks
our leaders are the pits.
We do have our first round of stops, and
it looks like several guys came in.
Third of distance, so, and Mr. Adam Wood stays out as we're seeing John Gordon get his lucky dog in, so he can get himself back a lap.
Hey, and take a look here at Nick Adams, Brian McFerrin. Actually, looks like, never mind, they're pitting now.
Yep, we're starting to see those guys dive in. As Nick's a little crooked, we see somebody blew a few people have blown their pit stalls. We're seeing Brian McFerrin have to throw it in reverse to get himself in position. Nick's a little crooked, but that's not going to kill him.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe, like I said, unfortunately, I don't know the fuel numbers for here, but I'm wondering if maybe this would be, the one stop they need to make it on fuel. But if that were the case, I'm not quite sure why Adam Wood, Kevin Moeller would have stayed out.
We're on our third caution of the night, and we're coming up to about 40 laps. They're probably banking on the fact that they can make it to the next caution. We're getting about 10 to 13 laps in.
But our tires can be that big of an issue here when you could potentially be but let's say the caution doesn't come out. You're in really bad shape if this is a fuel mileage thing, which we don't really have data here. So we look at Blake Gordon, who is one of the people who has come into the pits. He's still in third because everybody else came in with him, with the exception of 3 people. One of those is Adam Wood. I mean, I think I don't know. It's got me. Yeah, I'm all for track position, but I don't think this is going to work out well for Mr. Wood or Kevin Moeller. But I've been surprised before, and I know for a fact being the leader is a big deal, and being able to control the restart. So perhaps he can get a good jump here, get out to a lead, and not have to relinquish it until another caution comes out.
And in all honesty, I have no idea either. I wish I did. But we don't know what the fuel run is. Obviously, it's got to be close to 50 laps because I would assume Adam, being the smart guy he is, as the pace truck is off, he gets going immediately. I would assume he is planning, as we see Ed Springer tag the wall, but there's Blake getting her down below Kevin Moeller as they are coming close.
Oh no!
I think that was planned, if I'm being honest.
All right. And why would you say that was planned?
Because it just looks so smooth. Nothing else.
Well, that's fair.
All right, I want to go a little bit farther back because
Yeah.
it's heated back here. We're starting to see a lot of people just dive down, and we're still 2 by 2 towards the back here as we're starting to see Michael Stroll, the new entrant into this league, just bide his time. He's running in 9th. We have William Klingbill who got the pass done on him. But right now, Justin Rodden leading this second group as we see William Klingbill get a little loose. Ed Springer tagging the wall. But Justin is starting to get back up to this front group. But this group of 3 is just tight.
Hey, actually, kick back to Nick Adams and
Sean
is that Sean Carmody? That's well, it was a race for a little bit, but it's not a race anymore.
Well, let's get ourselves back. As Nick Adams, Sean Carmody is making his way back up. He's staying on that low line looking for some fresh dirt to be able to get a little bit extra grip as Michael Stroll and Ed Springer are going side by side. Ed's taking the very high line as, almost got a little bit of contact in his quarter panel, and that would have been game over for him.
Yeah, I really wonder what happened here to Sean Carmody. When I checked in on him pitting, when I noticed everyone was pitting, he had just come into the pits, it looked like, after, when Blake Gordon and company were coming off. So I'm wondering if he pitted a lap late, not realizing he should have pitted, or perhaps got a penalty, because Sean Carmody is one of the strongest cars early on, now running in 10th.
And my guess would be speeding penalty.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible, but, I mean, look, there have been situations where I've been in before where my teammates pit, I didn't pit, and it's like, well, maybe I should go ahead and pit.
As William Klingbill got a little bit loose and had lost 3 positions there, almost catches Sean Carmody. But now we're seeing Sean try to force himself back up to the front. Doesn't quite get the turn in that he wants, and him and Ed Springer are flirting with disaster right now.
Yeah, Sean right there, he came in a little hot in that corner and got a little too sideways, and that killed all of his momentum. So he'll have to try it again as he's trying to get by Michael Stroll here. But will not be able to do it now. Lost some speed there again.
But he's fighting hard, and he is making sure that William Klingbill cannot get a run around him. As we have a crash,
Caution.
It looks like Derek Schilling and Randy Pepper. We'll focus on Derek here. As Derek, just gets a little bit loose and trying to save it. Randy is just having terrible luck and collects Mike Burgess in the process as well.
Which, to be fair, I mean, some of Randy's bad luck has been self-created. That was not one of those situations.
No,
that was just
definitely wasn't.
You hate seeing that. I actually wonder now if Randy dislikes dirt courses as much as he does road courses.
Let's just see what it looks like from Randy's. Couldn't even see that one coming unless he was watching for it. And
Hey, he's on VR now, so maybe he did see it coming. Just kind of saw a glance and just, I'm picturing like sitting there with his first response teammate, and you just start screaming.
And yeah, sometimes you get a little startled. You downshift in the middle of super speedway, and you end up screwing yourself.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Maybe not Blake Gordon or Joshua Hanner, Justin Anderson. So actually not the best of us. Only you, I guess.
I remember the first race of the TNT this year. A certain someone did that.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was under caution. It's a completely different situation.
It's even worse. Let's see if what happened to Mr. Klingbill was actually something, or if he just No, that was just timing and scoring, deciding to be...
For what it's worth, it didn't show up on mine, so...
Well, because it also said that Kevin Haas crashed. So...
Yeah, it sounds with the timing and scoring, just, you know, to explain to everyone how the sausage is made here, you know, basically iRacing doesn't provide any of the timing and scoring when people actually crash. But what it does provide is driver speed. So basically what it does, it kind of analyzes that and says if a driver is suddenly slowing down, then perhaps they are going to... So it alerts us to that, and then we kind of look into it. Like I'm seeing Ryan Cliver and Andrew Burgess crash, perhaps. It looks like Ryan just pulled off, maybe, and actually it looks like Ryan and Andrew pulled off.
Yeah, just slowed down.
Oh, you know what?
They're
They
getting
AOL
into the back of the pack.
Yep.
Oh. Thank you, SDK, for making us get real confused.
Well, hey, we know that some people moved to the back of the pack. So
Well, here's something that we did not see coming going into this. Joe Dinsmore has gotten himself into second after Adam Wood and Kevin Moeller jumped into the pits on that time around.
Yeah. I mean, I look. I mean, Joe's good at this, and he's got a truck that is going straight. So that's an improvement over the Cup race here. So, yeah, I'm ready to see if Joe can do something here. You know, he as the pace car pulls off, we'll see if he can get anything on the restart.
He keeps
Big
pace.
gap there.
He keeps pace generally with Blake Gordon, and they're flinging around the turns. I'm going to move back as we're going 3 wide back here for 4th.
Yeah, we got Michael Stroll there running in 5th now, and 4th actually. So Michael Stroll making some moves here. Looks like he's getting a good feel for this thing.
And again, I just seeing him running the fuel, and we've already covered how much better he is than we are. This isn't exactly surprising that he's managing to move himself up into the top 5, but
oh, it's not at all. And one thing that one of the hardest things about joining a race with new people, and look, we joke about how much slower we are than the old guys. There have been times where I probably could have been faster. Not to run with the guys at the top, but when you're joining a new league with new people, a lot of what you're doing the first few races is trying to learn what these other people are like, what the racing styles are like. You're not going to be the one that comes out and immediately starts causing wrecks because you want to learn the league. You want people to learn you. That
Adam Wood makes a great move under the bottom as we have a yellow flag. It looks like
oh yeah,
Mr. Cliver has had some more issues.
Oh yeah,
and just gets spun.
He is actually continuing to have issues. I was just watching live, and it looks like he just did the same thing. Yeah, he I think he actually posted he posted on Facebook. Not the debut he was hoping for. Yeah, I know how it is, man. That's how it goes sometimes. But you know, this is kind of an anomaly here. This style of racing. So hopefully you can get back next week, and you know, I mean, I'm sure you still got racing here. You can go get you a decent finish, or at least finish, and then come back next week and see what you can do on asphalt.
Well, as we talk about one of our new AOLL members, let's go ahead and hear a little bit more about the AOLL.
The AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
And we are back, and we are 65 laps in, and I only know that because Carl told me while we were at break. But when we're going green, this is great fun to watch because there's battles across the track.
Yeah, it kind of going harking back to what I was saying earlier. You know, and with dirt racing, it's not always the guy who is fastest. They're not necessarily going to always be the fastest at any given point of a race, if that makes sense. So, you know, even if you're the fastest guy out there by far, you're still going to potentially have a bad corner because there is some degree of randomness to it. And, you know, second place, who may be slower than you, is able to get a nose in on you. And that's going to happen here, and that makes it really exciting because it's really hard when you're watching to say for certain who is the fastest. And we saw Sean Carmody earlier pulling away from his teammate Blake Gordon. You know, but Blake's also been fast. He's led a lot of laps. Joe Dinsmore, we haven't really had much of an opportunity to see him up front. So we're going to see what he can do. But and then his teammate Dan Shirley and Michael Stroll right there as well. I mean, honestly, I don't know who's going to win this. And that makes it really exciting.
And again, we're coming into that final stretch, and there's part of me that is actually very curious with the pit strategy that Adam Wood was on. Was he planning one stop, or was he knowing he's probably going to have to take a pit later, whereas Blake Gordon was just like, I know it's 2 stops, and as we come back to green, I know I'm going to have to do 2, so get it out of the way early and keep it nice even.
Ooh.
Oh, as we are seeing chaos as Justin Brodden brings out the yellow flag immediately on this restart.
Oh, guys.
I think this was just a little bit of excitement and loss of traction because these trucks can be a bear to handle on any normal start.
Yeah.
Having to do it on dirt means less traction, less of ability, and these things are geared to where starting in second in this is like starting in third or in first under normal circumstances.
Yeah. But, you know, I want to go back. You're talking about pit strategy. You know, to be clear, we don't know that Blake needs another stop. I mean, again, with the way tires work out here, it's not necessarily going to be you know, it's not like a lot of tracks where you have like kind of a consistent fall off like you would on asphalt. So, I mean, he may have just pitted because he had the opportunity to pit, and he knew that making you get to the end on fuel. I wish I had you know, had some more numbers on fuel here, but you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, if they're not going to make it on fuel, you would expect to see them pit. You know, the next, I would say possibly the next caution, next 10, 15 laps.
Well, and as we see Andrew Burgess coming in hot, looks like he was the lucky dog, and Joe Dinsmore was a little bit farther outside than he should have been there. But we're starting to see a lot of people crashing. But if we go back to the pit strategy, was Ed's.
Oh, sorry. I was watching it. Mike Burgess was not a wreck, but poor Tom Stevens. He was trying to get it slowed down and spun it. So, sorry. I try not. When I'm watching these things, I try not to give any reaction. But it just I thought he had checked up. I was like, okay, well I'm done here. And then it's like, oh, there he goes.
Well, let's see if Ed's was as well. No, that just looks like he's slowing down to catch everybody else out.
Yeah, I don't have anything for Ed here. So that,
But if we talk fuel strategy, Adam Wood went over half race distance. He went 54 laps. So did Ed Springer and Kevin Moeller. To where we know that they can make it to the end, most likely even if we do have green-white checkers in this race.
Yeah, I agree. And to be clear, I mean, there's a possibility that Blake Gordon, Joe Dinsmore can also make it to the end. We don't know the exact fuel strategy they're going for here. But we know for a fact that Adam Wood, Ed Springer, a few others have had pit multiple times. They're good.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to watch as we're seeing Michael Stroll has made his way up into third. Slowly and methodically from not even qualifying, now being on the podium.
You know, I think we were talking pre-broadcast a little bit about, kind of the strategies of racing, being aggressive, but also being opportunistic. Michael Stroll's been opportunistic tonight. I haven't seen a ton of speed out of him, but he's avoided incidents and he's been in position.
As he's right up on Blake Gordon as Blake goes, but that isn't the kind of start that we're used to seeing from Blake, as Joe Dinsmore looks like he may actually have a challenge. But Blake gets the better traction coming out of turn 2 and puts a little bit of space between him and Joe, as we're seeing Michael Stroll, Dan Shirley, both right up against Joe Dinsmore, and there's Adam Wood making his way around the outside as Joe gets turned, collects Michael Stroll, and we have yellow out on the track. And the weird thing is that didn't even tell me that was a wreck. Luckily, we had that live.
Yeah, same here. It didn't mark it as a wreck either, so...
But you know what we can do in that situation?
Oh, that was his teammate! Oh, actually, no, what? No, it looks like Joe got loose first. Joe got loose, and then I think he checked up, or maybe just the fact that he was partially sideways. And
so this the shot right here, as we watch as Dan Shirley gets around Michael Stroll, and yeah, Joe gets a little bit loose, and Dan can't really check up, and Michael Stroll just was a bit of an innocent bystander in that process, but comes away clean and keeps third place. But here's the person we need to talk about in that situation, being opportunistic. Adam Wood is back up on the front row.
Yeah, and fresher tires as well. Man, I'm excited to see if he can do anything here. This is a guy who, again, has looked very strong on dirt tracks. And, man, I wouldn't count him out here. We haven't talked about him a lot during the race, but he's been fast.
Well, in talking to him pre-race, I had to ask, because he did have the fastest lap, if he's ever run dirt, because I knew he ran karts when he was younger. He was just like, yes, I have run dirt, but it was basically just an oval that happened to be dirt. To where what he's having to do tonight is nothing like what he had to do back then. But it's really showing car control, patience, as, again, he's back up on that front row, but he does have some hard challengers, as Sean Carmody has made his way back up to the front and is running currently in 4th.
Yeah, honestly, not surprising at all. I mean, look, you and I raced with Sean. We know how fast he is, but he has not really shown that level of speed in the Sportsman Series or the Cup Series, which you recently joined. I think he has one race under his belt now, but I know that he has capability of being fast. Because he's with me enough that I know. He's looking strong tonight. I really think that this could be a race that he could win, which is not something we talk about a lot when we get TNT guys running in the Sportsman Series. But I mean, if he's not the best driver in TNT, it'd be you, but it's one of the two of you that, not a doubt in my mind, the best driver in TNT.
I'm going to argue that when it comes to consistency, he has me beat by a long shot.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not to discount other people like our defending champ Timothy St. Jean, but I just think, man, on pure speed and consistency, Sean is just so good. So I'm expecting to see lots of really good things out of him in Sportsman Series and Cup Series going green here.
As we are going green, as Adam and Blake gets a little bit loose, but he seems to be making that work amazingly as he just pulls away from Adam Wood. who's looking like at Michael Stroll as he runs the Larry line a little bit there, just hugging the wall. Continues getting loose. Can he correct it? No, he is around. Oh, the wall helps him get back around, but not before the caution comes out.
Oh, Adam.
He didn't really drop all that. Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say he hadn't dropped all that far back, but he's currently in 12th. And
yeah, this is not a great night for first response racing, unfortunately. Honestly, not a great night for closed circuit racing either.
Well,
we only have one driver show up, but
our lone entrant is currently in the top 10, despite spinning himself under caution. But
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm going to criticize my team a little bit. You have a pass, Josh, but guy, I wish I could be out there right now. You know, I wish, you know, I know that this is not a style of racing that a lot of people fond of necessarily, and don't think they'll do well at it, so they skip it. But man, I'd love to be out there right now. It looks like they're having a blast. And because of the fact that it's kind of a different style of racing, if you have a really bad night, like, who cares? Like, I mean, nobody's going to judge you too hard. It's just a dirt race.
But then you're in Blake Gordon's shoes, to where we expect the world from him no matter where we go. If we were to tell him to race a power boat, we'd still expect him to try to win.
I mean, not me though. I mean, honestly, I was saying a little bit during practice before the race. I mean, Blake has not been terribly fast at dirt tracks, and I said, why bother practicing something you visit, once a year in each series? Like it, so I sort of got it. But I mean, of course, he looks strong now, but I think if Blake were to suddenly just go out there and just self-spin, which we never see out of Blake, but he goes out and self-spins, nobody's going to think less of him as a driver because this isn't something they're used to running.
No, but at the same time, he has to keep that alien hat somehow.
Well, look, honestly, he could literally do anything out here. He could start wrecking people under caution. He'd still have the alien. I mean, he's an incredible driver. I mean, this is showing tonight also his versatility. But I mean, look, this is not. I mean, look, Blake's led a lot of laps tonight, but this has not been the kind of dominant performance that we a lot of times see out of Blake.
Well, we have 8 cautions at this point, and that tells the story of we've had the pack get pulled back together a lot.
Yeah.
But
well, look. Honestly, I don't think a long run helps Blake. Honestly, I think the fastest guy on a long run out there tonight is Sean Carmody. I think you let Sean. He hasn't been great on restarts, but you let him get into a groove, and I don't think anybody can beat Sean. Maybe Adam, if he was, if he wasn't self-spinning. But Sean Carmody has looked very strong. I've been very impressed with him.
Well, and it shows, since he is currently running in 3rd with, again, the newcomer of Michael Stroll, who currently is up 13 positions from where he started.
Yeah, and look, I'm not expecting Michael Stroll to push the issue here. Like, again, this is kind of what I was saying earlier. As the pace car pulls off, he's going to be pretty conservative, I think.
As he gets an amazing jump on Blake, gets that outside line that Blake has been preferring, as Blake gets that back end out a little bit more than he has. But Sean Carmody is below Michael Stroll for a moment. Should actually end up coming out of the turn below him, but he is running that lower line, which is going to give him a little less of a run. But he does get the pass done.
Blake hits the wall. I was going to say that Sean was Blake's best friend right there. But then for a little bit, Sean was making up some ground on Blake, and I was like, well, maybe he's not going to be his best friend anymore. But Blake's pulling away right now. We've not really seen this all night. We've got a leader that it's kind of pulled away.
Well, he hits
the wall again.
Well, he's trying to get as much of that fresh dirt up at the top line.
Caution's out.
Caution is out, and I don't know why.
Me either. Not a clue.
So let's see this. Adam Wood entered the pit lane and immediately left it, which that kind of tells me.
That can't be good.
There it is. Adam is angry driving right now, trying to make his way back up to the front, but we have caution number 9 on the night, and Adam Wood has dropped all the way back to 17th.
Honestly, caution 9, that is less cautions than I expected tonight. But a lot of these cautions have been backloaded as well. We had some decent racing early on. It seems like we've got cautions to finish up the race.
All right, I'm just making sure that these are just, yeah, those were just guys checking up. Sudden loss of speed will do that to the software. But as we have 9 to go, this is going to be a sprint to the end. And I just wanted to bring up the tower because it gives us a great view of where everyone is on track rather than have to wait for the ticker to go by. To where right now, Blake Gordon is our leader, Sean Carmody's in 2nd, Michael Stroll's in 3rd, Kevin Moeller 4th, William Klingbill 5th, Brandon Bernhardt, who's someone we haven't talked about a lot tonight, is up into 6th. Derek Schilling, who was involved in quite a wreck earlier, has gotten himself back up into 7th. Kevin Haas in 8th, Joe Dinsmore in 9th, and Dan Shirley, who started at the front of the pack, is now running in 10th.
I'll tell you what, you said we haven't talked about. I am not kidding. I didn't even know that he was racing tonight. Sorry, Brandon, but honestly, that's maybe one of the best compliments I can give it a track like this. You have been quiet and uneventful, so running 6th. Good job there, Bernhardt.
Yeah, he started in 8th, but again, it's just been quiet, uneventful, and that's the best way to do it, as if we actually look, we're looking at the car of Blake Gordon. Let me move the tower there. There's not much paint left there.
No, that's a little bent in right there. Rubbin's racing, it's all right.
Well, and the outside wall here, and again, this is our leader, and if we go to the rear chase, that front end's got a little bit of crumple to it too. But here's the thing that really shocks me the most. We look at his teammate running in 2nd. Other than some dirt, that thing is clean.
I mean, and we know he pitted. He may have taken a fast repair, but we know Sean's clean. He's always been clean in TNT, and he's been starting on the outside of his teammate here. This could end up really bad for these guys. We see the past laps, Blake's been using the wall to turn. Hopefully he doesn't use his teammate to turn here.
Well, as he's off and catches a few guys out, including his teammate, who's going to have Michael Stroll get down below him. They get a nice slide, but it looks like Michael Stroll is reached the point where he's basically running the normal low Bristol line rather than trying to kick the back end around. And you know what? It's looking like it's fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's falling right now. Oh, the wrecking.
We are going to have caution, which is going to give us a green-white checker to close this one out.
There's a lot of red.
I was going to say that, let's go to the blip here. Because, yeah, Michael Stroll is a little slow going into the turn, and that gives a lot of people some issues. There's Joe Dinsmore, Adam Wood, all involved in that.
Hey, take a look at Nick Adams. Him and Tom Stevens became one.
Here's the issue up front. Nick looks like he catches. He was clean, and yeah, There was some symbiosis right there that...
Yeah, we perhaps should have thrown up that possibly should have had an age restriction on that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of penetration going on there.
Just a tip, it's all right.
Yeah, well, as Adam Wood, as we see him come into frame, he shouldn't really be smoking while he's driving. That's not good for the people behind him. But he's going to try to limp it into the pits. But
hey, listen, I just wanted to say before we get to the point as we're going to be wrapping this thing up in just a little bit, I wanted to thank you, Josh, for joining me here tonight. I know you have enjoyed racing, but it's been a lot of fun calling this thing with you. It's honestly been a very fun race to call.
That's why I didn't want to leave you in the booth, is because A, this is a lot of fun, and I also know that you would have been calling my name a lot, and I don't need the extra fun at my expense this week in the podcast.
That's fair. So we're going to be going green, white, checkered here. We have 2 attempts in the truck series. So we will, after they line up, we're going to have a green flag. If a caution comes out before the white flag comes out, then we'll try it one more time. If, however, they cross the line at the white flag, the next flag will finish the race. So, very short track here, very relatively fast. So I think you're going to see some guys making some desperate moves. And I think, one of those guys you're going to see doing that is Sean Carmody, being second outside of his teammate. I've never been able to see
Endeavor on Endeavor.
Well, no, I don't want to see that. But at the same time, like Blake gives Nick a little bump. I think I've never been in position running on the front running the truck series, but so I don't necessarily know how I'd react. But if I'm Sean, I want this thing. I want it badly. So yeah, I think you could see him make not a dumb move, but absolutely an aggressive move here to try to get ahead of his team.
So I wanted to, as Nick goes to get his lap back, I kind of wanted to focus on him because there's part of me that's expecting a self-spin as he's trying to make sure he can get around this very short track before the pack goes green. And of course he's...
Yeah.
Oh!
Man, that was almost the best moment of the entire night.
I'm glad he doesn't rewatch replays.
All right, well, we're going. Race car pulls off.
As Blake gets an amazing run on... Well, Sean gets an amazing run on Blake, forcing him down to that lower line. He's going to get a great drive off the corner and take the position.
Look at that.
That is a brilliant move. A great restart, but Blake is coming in hot.
Yeah, Sean got a little high there.
As we have got the white flag, so we are finishing here despite the fact that Nick Adams crashed allegedly. But Blake's up into the wall, and we are going to see a great run to the finish here. With Blake on the outside, we're going to see who gets the best run off of here as Blake pushes too hard and spins.
Sean Carmody's going to win!
And Sean Carmody is our winner with Michael Stroll taking second and Brandon Bernhardt getting himself up into third.
Look at that. Wow.
That was an amazing restart, an amazing finish, and Blake has got to be just punching himself because that dropped him all the way back into 14th.
I'll be honest. I don't think he's too upset.
No, definitely not with his teammate taking the win.
His teammate getting his first Sportsman Series win.
No, that was an amazing run on his part. And let's go ahead and run through the results here before we bring our winner in. So, again, we said Sean Carmody is in first, Michael Stroll second, Brandon Bernhardt third, Derek Schilling fourth, Dan Shirley fifth, Brian McFerrin sixth, Ed Springer seventh, Kevin Haas eighth, Joe Dinsmore ninth, Andrew Burgess in 10th.
In 11th, we have William Klingbill. 12th, Tom Stevens. 13th, Mike Burgess. 14th, Blake Gordon. 15th, Nick Adams. 16th, Adam Wood. 17th, Justin Rodden. 18th, Kevin Moeller. 19th, we have Randy Pepper. 20th, Ryan Cliver. 21st, John Gordon. And in 22nd, David Paris.
All right, we need to bring our first-time winner up here. Hey, Sean, this is Josh and Carl in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, copy that, guys.
Hey, man, that was a crazy finish. I have to say, I am, even though I don't run the truck series anymore, I'm envious that you are the first of our TNT group to get a win in a series of TNT. So congratulations, man.
We can't forget about Nick.
I actually forgot about Nick. I absolutely did. We'll just pretend like that didn't happen. But, Sean, incredible run for you tonight, man. Tell us about that finish, man, with you and your teammate there racing for the lead.
Thank you, guys. To be honest, if it was going to be any win in the Sportsman Series, I thought it might be this one because I'm familiar with dirt. I haven't done the NASCAR on dirt. I'm very familiar with late models and big blocks and stuff, so I figured I would have a good run tonight. But, yeah, no, I felt like I was doing good in the beginning. It was me and Blake up front, and then I got a late penalty where I went into the pits last second, and it dropped me back to last, and I thought my hopes were over. But I got back to the front, and then I knew me and Blake were going to go right there toe-to-toe. I know I had the advantage on the outside. I was going to get a good run. The restart prior to that, I tried fourth gear, but he got a big jump on me, so this time I tried third. And he gave me a lot of room, so I appreciate that. He gave me tons of room, and I actually thought he was going to run me down on the outside, and I would have gave him the same amount of room. But I think he drove in a little bit too deep. But overall, it was a great run. I'm excited. It's my first win in the Sportsman Series. I'd like to do it on asphalt because this is the great equalizer, but until then, I'll definitely accept this.
And you've been running towards the front the past few weeks in the Sportsman, and I've been very jealous of that, to where we've been waiting for it. But no matter what, this is a win's a win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll take it any day of the week. I felt like I was driving good. I could tell right away that I was holding the lines good, and I got familiar with the car right away. So it worked out in my benefit. I'm actually happy I got to start on the outside. I don't know how much longer that's going to be a thing. I think maybe there's talk about potentially making it lane choice for the leader. But for now, it works, and I'm excited.
Yeah, that was, again, really crazy good run. You said something about penalty. I may have missed what you said. What did you get penalized for? Because we were talking about that.
Yeah, so my pitch strategy is incredibly weak, and I have no idea if we need fuel. I didn't even know if we would have to change tires on dirt, and Blake had mentioned he was going to pit. So I decided I was going to stay out, and then I know that he has better judgment than me. I made a last-second dive down. Not after the yellow cone, but last second, and it put me into last place. So I actually started from last place on lap 40, and luckily I was able to get through.
No, it was absolutely a great run, and you said you have dirt experience, and it showed.
Yeah, I have some dirt experience, probably more than asphalt, to be honest. But not because I don't like asphalt. I just can't figure asphalt out. At least in dirt, you can somewhat see where you're gaining or losing time, changing lines. I have not figured asphalt out. I hold it to the floor, and I still get pulled. So,
this guy here talking about he can't figure asphalt out. He's consistently whipping my butt every week in TNT series.
I see those closed circuit cars all the time. They're always somehow we always find each other. It's either Endeavor or closed circuit. But I recognize both the 18 and the 31. Very familiar with those guys, but it's always a pleasure with you guys.
I was going to say, it's always fun to see you up here and running well, even when it does drive me absolutely insane that, you're going to beat me. But it's more a moment of pride and seeing that, you know what, these TNT guys, we can run with the big dogs if we have to.
Absolutely. There's a few of us, at least 5 to 7 of us that are down there that are in mid-pack, if not in the front every week. So I think now, unfortunately, I can't race Thursdays in TNT except for some odd days. But I think now more people are available to race it, and they'll see that there's some good talent in there, and it easily transitions up. It's definitely not a walk in the park, and we'll make it difficult.
Yeah, it's great to see you. It's unfortunate to hear that you're not going to be running with us on Thursday. It's something I look forward to every week. But no less.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I got promoted to the cup, so and unfortunately school's out now, and my girlfriend's son goes to his father's, and we got free time, so it's hard to sneak up here and say I'm going racing. But I'm sure I could make it happen a few times here and there.
No, there's no denying family comes first. But anyway, great run tonight. We're excited to see your face up on the screen and see your car up at the front, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of it.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'll make a guest appearance.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks, man.
You got it. Take care.
Oops.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there.
You moved him, and I moved myself.
So all right. Well,
luckily
how
there
about
wasn't
we
any,
bring, Michael Stroll in here?
Yep, sounds great.
Hey, Michael, it's Carl and Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey guys, what's up?
Well,
Hey, really great run there for your debut in AOLL. Not many times we get someone debuting gets an interview. So how'd you feel out there tonight?
Honestly, really uncomfortable. Dirt is not my forte, so I totally messed up in qualifying, which I wouldn't have been any better than what I was. But 15th, I mean, to second is probably more than I can ask for. That's all I really got to say. I was just trying to keep my nose clean, try to stay out of the guys way who are in the point situation. And like I said in the sim, I'm just trying to repay the favor to some of the guys that are mutually running leagues that you guys are covering with what we got going on here in a couple weeks.
Let's just say that if you're going to be making these kinds of showings in the AOLL Sportsman series, I have a feeling that they're going to be chatting with you quite a few times once it comes to fuel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I mean, I just try to stay out of trouble. So, I'll be at Phoenix next week. See what we can do there. Just try to get used to the guys. Very different group of guys. And as far as what I'm used to racing with, that's not like a shot or anything. These guys are still really competitive. But they definitely race different than what I'm used to. So, you get that with any league. We bounce around with different leagues, try to get used to everyone else's personalities and traits on the track and see who's who, who's what. So I just try to keep my nose clean, and I'll be doing the same next week at Phoenix.
Yeah, you kind of have to learn the culture of the league a little bit. That's kind of what I was saying during the podcast.
Yeah.
So, while we have you on here, here's your opportunity. You want to give a quick little plug for some of the stuff you guys got coming up in the coming weeks?
Oh, sure. I mean, I didn't want to impose and do that, but if you guys want me to, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So I am one of the admins of the Fuel Racing League. Here in a couple weeks, we have our All-Star event, which is just All-Star qualifying on July 19th. And then 1 week after that, our Premier Series starts, the Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Premier Series, right here live on Ghostfire Media. So it's pretty much open to anyone. The only requirement is your own reputation. So don't be a jerk, and you'll probably be accepted. We don't really care about speed. So anyone that's running with me tonight, or anyone that has seen Fuel on Twitter or anywhere else on social media, the door's wide open, and come join us. We got a good stack of guys. It is $15 to get in. We have prizes and incentives and bonuses, whatever you want to call them, throughout the whole season. Very competitive core group of guys, as some of you guys already know. So hope to see some more signups here in a couple weeks as we get going.
Well, yeah, I mentioned during the broadcast, I really love seeing when you guys cross over between leagues because Josh and I have been racing with you for a few weeks. We knew that you were fast, but there was always a hypothetical of is Michael Stroll faster than a Blake Gordon? And we got to see you guys race together tonight, and I love seeing that. So I'm hoping some of the AOL guys will sign up as well with Fuel League, and we'll get to see some more of this crossover. So I think it's really great.
Yeah, I just want to repay the favor. I know some of you guys come over here, and like I said, I want to I want to be the be out front and try to blend that bridge with the leagues that you guys cover because we want to do special events. I know AOL has a Sportsman, a super late model race coming up in December, something like that. I'm going to run that and really try to blend and get a nice family going on here, and have some crossovers and stuff like that. So when we do have special events, I know in the background for us over the winter we have something in the background running some sort of special event like AOL has with the super late model race. So we hope that you get some more crossovers. I hope that I put on a good impression from the fuel side with these guys so that it can entice them to come over and run with us because we would love that.
So I have to ask about racing in tonight's race. The big thing that as we hit the tail end of the race, it almost looked like you were running a little bit more of a standard Bristol line. Was that intentional, or are you just trying to make sure you had enough space for everyone?
Absolutely intentional. One was for space. I am not good at hanging the truck out like Blake was. I tried that in practice, and every time I tried, I either spun out or I plowed the nose. So I tried to reverse and try to get in to the corners low, not push the nose and haul ass off the corner, and it was working for me for a while. So I'm just not really good on dirt. I can't sling the car or the truck around like that whatsoever, like Blake was. I'm some other guys, the 45. He was doing pretty good because I was like almost a whole second off in practice. So my object was just to make a good showing and keep my nose clean. And I represent fuel when I come over here, and that's the way I look at it. So I want to leave a good impression on these guys, to let them know, hey, this is what fuel represents, so that you guys can come over to fuel and know what you're going to expect if you do decide to come run with us.
Well, the more you run around that 45 car, Adam, you need to be nice to him because he's going to be the one covering fuel. So don't leave him with any bad impressions of you. Otherwise, he will give you a hard time on air.
I feel you. I mean, I raced the way I want to be raced. I think every driver has that line if they get pushed. So, my line is very far out there until I start pushing back. So I think we're cool on that front.
No.
Hey, well, great run tonight, man. Pleasure talking with you, and hoping we'll be talking with you again real soon.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Yep. All right. As I caught wind of the fact that we do have some updated points going into this, and I am doing everything I can to get that updated because all right, I'm just gonna have to kind of list things because unfortunately, I'm a little
That's fair.
bit behind. So I would love to sit here and say that we had a bunch of shakeups. We had one.
Oh,
The only real major move we had tonight was Sean Carmody moved up 4 spots.
hey, that's pretty impressive right there.
Just about everything else tonight was people moving down because Sean moved up. So currently leading the Sportsman standings is Blake Gordon, followed by Justin Anderson and Joe Dinsmore. And then our perpetual top 5 runner of Dan Shirley in 4th.
All right. Well,
And that's about all the more we can give you because that caught me off guard and I wasn't prepped to update that.
Let you guys know what we got coming up on the Ghost Fire Media Network this week. Tomorrow night for the TNT series AOLL, we will be racing at Atlanta. Just the start of a new season for us. So, fresh championship battle, lots of storylines going on. We've got a lot of new drivers in the TNT series. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. Friday night, we will not be doing the podcast because we, on Saturday, are doing a race for charity. That's Zoe's place. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So really encourage everyone to join. This is not going to be like a super serious race. Just give you guys some background on it. We're racing at Talladega. And every few laps, last place will be eliminated until we get down to a nice 4 or 5. I can't remember which we said. I think it was 4. But that just, we want everybody out there. Be no damage, no cautions. Don't be worried about, like, if you're a TNT driver and you're saying, well, I might get in the way. Look, there's no points. There's just come out and have fun. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait to call it. I've been testing. It's been absolute chaos, and it's been hilarious and just really fun. So that'll be Saturday at 5 p.m.
And for everyone interested, we do have details on the Ghostfire Media Facebook page. We do actually have a GoFundMe because, again, this is for charity. All of the donations will be going directly to Zoe's Place. So even if you're not running and interested in getting involved, it's a great way. It's a great organization that helps children escape situations and have a safe place to ultimately be a kid.
Yeah, I love the choice of charity. I really hope everyone will be out there. And if you can't make it, I hope you can make a donation. But that'll be, again, Saturday, 5 p.m. Cup Series, Sunday night, returning after a week off. We're going to be at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 133 laps there. And Tuesday night for the IVRL, we'll be at New Hampshire. And then right back here, Wednesday night, we will be at Phoenix.
And it's going to be a great time this entire week. We hope to see everyone there because we've got a lot of great racing coming up.
Absolutely. So that'll do us for tonight. I'm Carl Henderson here with Josh Laston. We'll be signing off. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody.